Okay, thank you very much. You all look very nice. My name is Lauren Currie. Online, I'm known as Red Jotter, if you would like to talk to me on there. My mum does follow me, so please be nice. And the two things you should know about me before we go any further is that I'm very proud to be Scottish, which means I'm very happy to be here today, and I believe in better. I am a designer by trade, and today I want to hopefully challenge some of your preconceptions and ideas about what the word design means and what it means to be a designer, because that is something that is changing very rapidly and is very exciting. But really, I'm an ambassador of people, and I'm also all of these things. So one of the things that I've really learned about change is how much we all change depending on the projects we're working on, the conversation we're in, the environment we're in. So yes, I'm a designer, but I'm also all of these things. And I think we would get along much better if we would stop trying to put each other in boxes. Especially the creatives of the world, we love making up long words to put on business cards. So I'm going to talk to you today about three things: why it's time to be upfront, change, and what do we do next? So you might have noticed that I am sharing my stage today with 5 other lovely human beings, and I want to quickly introduce to you who they are. So Umi is a graphic design graduate from Malaysia. Derek is the community development lead for the Big Lunch from Brechin. Mina is an environmental science and geography student from Edinburgh. Marita studies sports medicine and is from Barbados. And Santiana is an architecture student from Greece. The reason that they're here with me today is because I think conferences need to change. I think stages around the world are not as diverse and accessible as they could be. They are dominated by mainly white people and mainly old men. And I am tired of this. And this is something that I am doing to change that reality. And I think Mina's quote sums this up very nicely, in that the reason she's here today, they get to feel what it feels like to be on a stage without the pressure or scary bit of having to say anything. This all started for me when this was really a tipping point. I speak in front of audiences a lot because I'm a huge ambassador of design and change, and I'm often the only woman on the programme. And that day I made a promise to myself that I would do something and stop complaining and try and fix it. So this is the question that I'm asking myself, and I want each of you, whenever you are on a stage or a platform of any kind, to think about how you can help others to be up front and find their confidence. I've experimented with this approach once, as you can see, at a conference in London, and one of the women who took part was 16. Lila took the day off school to come and be up front. She'd never spoken to an audience before. There we are as a group, and Rebecca, on the left, she then went on to speak at a conference at the University of Arts in London and brought 3 other women up front with her. So what is this all about? My vision is that the confidence to tell stories on stages will change. The diversity on stages will change, and maybe one day I'll start to build confidence schools, and the first one will be in Scotland. So that's what I'm trying to change, and I'm doing that within a context of design, because that's how I see the world. It's my process, it's how I do things, and design is changing rapidly. We are now on the front cover of tech magazines. We're pushing boundaries in Silicon Valley like never before. Businesses are buying out design agencies. Design now has a very serious place at the top tables. And this is also changing how governments are being run. And this is the bit that I'm really excited about. Design is not about what things look like. Design is about solving problems, and it's about how things work. And we have governments all over the world, from Australia, Singapore, here in Britain who are transforming the way our government does things. And this is not about apps or websites. This is about fundamentally questioning how services work and what people need. And that means that designers, we have got more influence than we have ever had, ever in the history of design. And that's a good thing, because there's a lot of very harmful design still out there. This is the form that you have to fill in when you're trying to apply for a food stamp in the States. And there are a team of designers somewhere who built that. And that has to change. We all feel when we're designed against. This has been interrupting me for 2,364 hours. I don't want to back up machine. I want it to stop asking me. But that bad design, on a personal level, is interrupting me, and it's causing me annoyance. And this is what I've always been driven by. How can we make design? How can we use design to make things better? And for me, it's always been about Scotland. My parents don't know where this came from. They're not that patriotic. But ever since I was very small, I've wanted to understand how I can use my skills to help make Scotland a better place. So I embarked on a career as a product designer. I won an award when I was at high school for designing, it's a posture aid, looks a bit strange. I came here to the beautiful city of Dundee and studied product design undergraduate and also a Masters of Design. And here's me on graduation day. Dundee has been an absolutely phenomenal part of my story and my journey and my career. And it was after I left Dundee, I set up Snook with my business partner, Sarah Drummond. And Snook is Scotland's first design agency for social change. We were based in Glasgow. We set up 7 years ago, and Snook is all about inverting the pyramid. How can we give power and confidence, creative confidence, to the people on the ground who deliver services and make things work? These people know why things are broken. They're full of brilliant ideas about how things could be better, but yet the people at the top who control the money and the power often don't talk to them. And I think that has to change. Design is one way of flattening that pyramid so that the playing field becomes much more equal. So it's about empathy, as we heard from our previous speaker. It's about co-design, not designing at people or for people, but designing with people. It's about prototyping, making things, learning through making, and being very visual. One of our very first projects, My Police, was the world's first citizen feedback tool for the police. So you could log on and give feedback to your local police force. And I piloted this idea with Tayside Police. Not sure what's happened to that slide, but we made BBC News, and it was a huge sign that a huge traditional, very hierarchical organisation like the police could use design to enable democracy to happen. Sorry, I can't see my slides anymore, I got confused. So this is a project called No Sugar. And No Sugar was also born in Dundee, and that I was inspired by the fact that a lot of us have iron brew for breakfast in Scotland. We have a very broken relationship with sugar. And I thought to myself, what would happen if we could have a shop on the high street where you could go and learn how to live a low-sugar lifestyle? So we found an empty shop space, we won some money to test this idea, and we started to sketch and prototype what would a no-sugar shop look like. And it was with the help of all the community and the tribe that I've built here in Dundee that we opened this store for 2 days. And I'm going to play you a very short video about what happened during that time. no sugar makes it easy for you to live a low sugar lifestyle. For 2 days only, on the 8th and 9th of August, the No Sugar Shop opened to test an idea that has the potential to change our nation's relationship with sugar. The prototype challenged Scotland's collective sweet tooth and shone a light on the amount of hidden sugars we are all consuming every day. We invited you to try our new products and services and give us feedback. A phenomenal number of Dundonians had seriously underestimated their sugar intake and were really keen to fix it. Hundreds of you pinned your profile to the No Sugar scale, talking to us about your relationship with the sweet stuff. You took no sugar challenges in the hundreds, and you spent time with our no sugar expert asking more specific questions about your diet. The No Sugar Shop educates, informs and inspires citizens to rethink their relationship with sugar and take positive action. Let today be the day that you begin to know sugar. Visit our website at nosugar.org. So that's an insight into the type of design I'm talking about. Design that solves problems, design that creates experiences that we can prototype and play with to solve problems that really matter. And I really love this quote from Margaret Wheatley that is about having simple and honest human conversations, because for me that is a huge part of what change is about. Change doesn't come about by a sole single hero who has a wondrous idea. Change happens like this. The way murmurations form, the way starlings travel, where everyone is equal and everyone's working together as a network. As Derek and I were chatting about earlier, it's about being a facilitator of change and opening up your process so that others can take part. So no idea can be led by one person. There's no silver bullet that can solve these big messy problems like obesity, like our relationship with the police. But by using design, building platforms and spaces for these conversations to happen, change will come. And I want to end today with a call to arms. I want to ask each of you to seriously take a moment right now and think about how you can be upfront. Whether that be the next time you're talking to your team at work, the next time you're addressing a group of people in a church, in a town hall, at a conference, bring people onto your stage. These guys have all got different reasons for sitting here today. They're all on a different journey of finding their own confidence to one day tell their story on the stage that's right for them. And I want each of you to join me in that and to help the whole world to become more upfront. And I would like to say a special thank you to each of you for being brave today, for showing us all what's possible, for taking a leap, and end on this quote, which I met a 12-year-old at a workshop I was running. She's building an app to help women stay safe in the streets at night. And I was helping her think about her future. And she said to me, well, I've always wanted to change the world, but now that I'm 12, it's definitely going to happen. And I also want to dedicate this talk today to 3 very special people who I met in Dundee when I started university here. Professor Mike Press, who is in the audience, Hazel White, who's also here today, and Jonathan Baldwin, who will be watching from afar. Because those 3 people, who are now dear friends of mine, took me under their wing when I started university, despite the horror of the other tutors who didn't understand what on earth I was trying to do with my service design work. And they made me believe in better. And they gave me a lot of the confidence that brings me to be standing here today. So thank you to Hazel and Mike and Jonathan. You all still look lovely. Thank you very much for listening, and let's be friends.